Close your eyes for a moment and listen, not to the noise of the world, but to the voice within you. That voice is the architect of your reality. It is the silent force shaping every moment, every experience, and every outcome in your life. And for 3 days, I want you to take full control of it. For 3 days, speak to yourself only in the language of fulfillment. No more I hope, no more I wish, no more maybe one day. Replace them with I am. It is done. I have received. When you wake up, tell yourself, I am already the person I desire to be. When doubt creeps in, whisper, it is done. Nothing can shake me. When fear tries to whisper, respond, I walk in certainty, for all is unfolding in my favor. You are not begging life to change, you are commanding it. The moment you shift your self-talk, your energy changes. And when your energy changes, reality has no choice but to bend to your new assumption. For 3 days, guard your words like a treasure. The world may try to shake you, old habits may try to return, but you must remain firm. When the mind says, look at reality, you will answer, I create my reality. And as you do this, something remarkable will happen. The air will feel different. People will respond to you differently. Doors will open without effort. Why? Because you are no longer speaking from a place of lack. You are speaking from the throne of power. Talk to yourself like this for 3 days and you will never speak the old way again. You will look around and realize you have become the person you once dreamed of. Because the moment you spoke it, it was already so. The words you speak within yourself are the foundation of your reality. Every thought, every whisper of self-talk, whether intentional or unintentional, is a seed planted in the soil of your subconscious mind. And like any seed, it grows, expands, and eventually becomes the world you experience. What you tell yourself in private, what you affirm when no one is watching, is the force that shapes what manifests in your life. You do not experience life as it is. You experience life as you assume it to be. Most people walk through life unaware of the immense power held within their own minds. They allow their thoughts to run unchecked, filled with doubt, fear, and limitation. I can't do this. Things never work out for me. I'm not good enough. And without realizing it, these words become self-fulfilling prophecies. The mind, obedient and unquestioning, takes these statements as instructions. It does not argue, it does not challenge, it simply reflects back into the world what has been consistently affirmed. But just as negative self-talk imprisons, conscious, intentional self-talk liberates. The moment you take control of your inner dialogue, the moment you refuse to entertain anything that does not serve your highest vision, you set yourself on an entirely different path. This is not about lying to yourself. It is about aligning with a greater truth. The truth that your inner world creates your outer world. Try this for a moment. Speak to yourself as the person you desire to be. Right now, close your eyes and say, I am successful, I am confident, I am capable. Everything I desire is already mine. Feel the shift in energy. It is not mere words, it is a command, a declaration that overrides every past limitation. Your body responds, your emotions shift, and if you persist, your external world will rearrange itself to match this new assumption. Some may argue, but my reality tells me otherwise. My circumstances contradict my words. This is the illusion. Reality is not something separate from you. It is the product of what you have continuously accepted as true. If you wish to change it, you must hold firm in your new self-talk despite what the physical world currently reflects. It is like planting a seed in the ground. You do not dig it up each day to check if it has grown. You trust that beneath the soil, an invisible process is taking place. The same is true for your words. They are forming the unseen forces that will later appear as visible, tangible results. If for even 3 days you discipline your self-talk, you will notice a shift. At first it may feel unnatural. After all, the mind is used to following the same old patterns, but do not waver. Correct yourself in the moment. If an old habit of doubt arises, replace it immediately with a powerful truth. No, I do not entertain this anymore. I am abundant. I am loved. I am powerful. Speak to yourself as if you were speaking to a dear friend, one whom you deeply believe in. Something profound happens when you do this. Your energy changes. The way people respond to you shifts. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach appear effortlessly. Why? Because you have changed the one thing that truly matters, your self-perception. And when you shift your perception, everything else follows. You do not need permission to change your life. You do not need external validation to believe in your worth. The only thing required is your decision to speak to yourself in a new way, to affirm what you desire instead of what you fear, instead of what you are feared. The world will not change first, you must change first. The external will always bow to the internal. From this moment forward, commit to speaking only what serves you. When you look in the mirror, see the person you are becoming. When you walk into a room, carry yourself with the knowing that you are enough. And when the mind attempts to return to its old ways, gently remind it, I have already chosen my path. I speak only in alignment with my highest self. The world listens to the way you talk to yourself. Make sure it hears something extraordinary. The secret to transforming your life is not in waiting, hoping, or longing. It is in assuming the feeling of already having what you desire. The world does not respond to wishful thinking, it responds to conviction, to a state of being so absolute that reality has no choice but to align with it. Every thought you consistently hold, every feeling you embody, and every word you speak is creating the world around you. If you desire a change, you must begin within, not by asking if it will come, but by assuming it already has. I am is the most powerful phrase you will ever use. For whatever follows it becomes your truth. When you say, I am wealthy, I am loved, or I am successful, you are not making empty statements. You are setting the foundation for your reality. But the words alone are not enough. They must be backed by the feeling, the certainty, the knowing that it is already yours. If you only say the words while feeling doubt, lack, or desperation, you are still affirming the absence of what you want. Instead, you must dwell in the feeling of already having it, as though it is an undeniable fact. Imagine for a moment that your desire has already been fulfilled. How would you feel? How would you walk, speak, and think if you already had what you once sought? Your job is to embody that version of yourself now. The mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It simply responds to the dominant state you hold. If you hold the feeling of already having your desire, your subconscious accepts it as truth, and reality shifts accordingly. Doubt will try to creep in. Your senses may tempt you to believe that nothing has changed. But you must persist beyond what the eyes can see. The outer world is only a reflection of past thoughts and beliefs. It is not fixed, and it is not in control. You are. The moment you assume the feeling of already having what you desire, you set a new cause in motion, and everything necessary to bring it into reality begins to unfold. Think of it this way. If you were to act like a person who is deeply loved, successful, or abundant, what would you do differently? Would you carry yourself with more confidence? Would you make decisions from a place of security instead of fear? This is the key. To not wait for the external proof before feeling it, but to feel it first and allow the external to follow. For many, this concept feels difficult because they are conditioned to believe only in what they can see. But everything in existence first began as an unseen thought, a feeling, an assumption held so firmly that it eventually became tangible. Every great invention, every success story, every transformation in history began with someone assuming it to be possible, feeling it as real before any physical evidence appeared. You must do the same. Speak to yourself in the language of certainty. When you wake up, affirm, I am already living my ideal life. When doubt whispers, silence it with, it is done. I need no proof, for I already know it to be true. And most importantly, move through your days embodying the person who has already received. The more you remain in this state, the faster reality bends to your new assumption. This is not a practice to try for a moment and then return to old habits. This is a way of being. The more consistently you assume the feeling, the more natural it becomes. Soon it is no longer something you are trying to believe, it is simply who you are. And once that happens, the world has no choice but to mirror it back to you. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. So be it now, assume it fully and let reality follow. For 3 days, you must take absolute control of your mind. You must reject every thought, every feeling, and every word that aligns with the old version of yourself, the one that doubts, fears, and believes in limitations. This is not a casual exercise, it is a full commitment to stepping into a new state of being, where only what you desire is entertained, spoken, and affirmed. You are not merely hoping for a better reality, you are claiming it, declaring it, and refusing to accept anything less. The mind has been conditioned to accept lack, struggle, and uncertainty as natural. It has been trained to dwell on fears, to replay past disappointments, and to anticipate worst-case scenarios. But if you wish to see transformation, you must break this cycle. You must become so firm in your decision to embrace a new reality that there is no room left for the old to exist. It may try to creep back in, whispering doubts and reminding you of past failures, but you must stand unwavering. For 3 days, refuse to give energy to anything that contradicts your highest vision. Speak only of what you want, not what you fear. If you catch yourself saying, "I hope this happens," replace it with, "It is already mine." If you find yourself thinking, "I'm not sure if this will work," shift immediately to, "Everything is working in my favor." This is not about ignoring reality. It is about commanding it to align with your new assumptions. The more you persist in this mindset, the more your subconscious will accept it as truth. And once the subconscious believes it, reality has no choice but to conform. Understand this, the old version of you will not go without resistance. It will try to pull you back into old patterns of worry, self-doubt, and hesitation. But every time you reject these thoughts, you weaken their hold. Every time you replace a limiting belief with an empowering one, you rewire your mind. At first, it may feel like a battle, but soon it will become effortless. The new way of thinking will take root, and suddenly what once seemed impossible will feel natural. Most people do not change because they are unwilling to be this disciplined with their minds. They let their thoughts drift wherever they please, unaware that each thought is shaping their reality. But you are not most people. You have the awareness now, and with awareness comes power. You no longer speak of struggle, you speak of success. You no longer identify with lack, you embody abundance. And when you do this consistently, the world around you must shift to match. For 3 days, live as if you are already the person you desire to be. Walk with confidence, speak with certainty, and think only thoughts that serve your highest vision. If a doubt arises, dismiss it immediately. If an old fear tries to return, replace it with faith. Train your mind to accept only that which aligns with the life you are creating. By the end of these 3 days, something will have changed. You will feel lighter, more powerful, more in control of your destiny. You will notice that people respond to you differently, that opportunities seem to appear effortlessly, that situations begin unfolding in your favor. This is not a coincidence, it is the result of your inner transformation. But do not stop after 3 days. Let this become your new way of being. Let every moment be a declaration of the life you have chosen. The past no longer defines you. The old doubts hold no power. You are stepping into something greater, something higher. You are becoming the version of yourself that has already won. Reject the old, embrace the new. Speak only what you wish to see, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Your mind is the most obedient servant you will ever have. It listens to everything you say, absorbs everything you believe, and follows every instruction you give it, whether consciously or unconsciously. It does not argue, it does not question, and it does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply takes what you feed it and reflects it back to you in the form of your reality. The question is, what are you feeding it? Most people speak to themselves in a way that reinforces their struggles. They say, "I am not good enough, I always fail, nothing ever works out for me," and then wonder why life continues to present them with situations that confirm these statements. What they do not realize is that their subconscious mind is merely obeying the orders it has been given. If you continually tell yourself a story of limitation, lack, and failure, your mind will make sure that story becomes your experience. But here lies the power. You can change the story at any moment. You can speak to yourself in a way that commands a new reality. Instead of saying, I am always struggling, you can declare, I am successful in all that I do. Instead of reinforcing the idea that you are unlucky, you can affirm, everything is working in my favor. These statements may feel unnatural at first, but that is only because the old programming has been deeply ingrained. Yet just as the mind was conditioned to accept negativity, it can be reconditioned to accept abundance, success, and joy. Your subconscious does not argue. It simply accepts what is repeated with feeling. If you affirm something with conviction, your mind will eventually believe it, and once it does, your external world will shift to reflect that belief. This is why it is crucial to speak to yourself as the person you intend to be, not the person you used to be. If you desire success, speak as if you are already successful. If you desire confidence, affirm that you are already confident. Do not wait for external proof. Create the proof internally, and the world will follow. The key is consistency. You cannot say an affirmation once and expect immediate change. Just as a seed takes time to grow, your new thoughts must be nurtured. Every time you reinforce a positive belief, you water that seed. Every time you reject an old, limiting thought, you remove the weeds that have been choking your growth. Eventually, the new belief will take root so deeply that it will become second nature. And when that happens, transformation is inevitable. You must also be mindful of how you speak about yourself in casual conversation. Many people affirm negativity without realizing it. They say, I'm always tired. I'm terrible with money. I can never catch a break. These statements may seem harmless, but to the subconscious, they are commands. Each time you say them, you strengthen that reality. Instead, replace these statements with empowering ones. Say, I have endless energy. I am financially abundant. I am always in the right place at the right time. Your words have power, but it is the feeling behind them that gives them life. Do not just say the words, believe them, embody them, feel them as real. When you say, I am successful, let that success fill every cell of your being. When you say, I am deeply loved, feel the warmth of that love surrounding you. The deeper you feel it, the faster it becomes your reality. For the next few days, pay close attention to how you speak to yourself. Become the master of your inner dialogue. If you catch yourself speaking in a way that contradicts your desired reality, stop immediately and correct it. Do not let negative words slip by unnoticed. Train your mind to accept only that which serves you, only that which aligns with the life you wish to live. Your subconscious is always listening. It is always obeying. Give it the right instructions and it will create the life you have always dreamed of. Speak as the person you intend to be, and soon you will realize that you have become them. Gratitude is the final and most powerful seal of manifestation. It is the act of claiming what is already yours, knowing that it has been given, and resting in the certainty that it is unfolding in perfect timing. When you end every internal conversation with gratitude, you affirm that your desires are not something you are waiting for, but something that has already been delivered to you in the unseen realm. Most people approach their desires with a sense of lack. They wish, they hope, they pray with desperation, unknowingly affirming that they do not yet have what they seek. They say, I want more money, but beneath those words is the energy of lack. They say, I wish I could find love, but hidden in that wish is the feeling of loneliness. The subconscious mind, always listening, picks up on the dominant feeling behind the words, not just the words themselves. If you feel like something is missing, your reality will reflect that absence, but gratitude shifts everything. It tells the mind, this is already mine. It replaces longing with fulfillment, doubt with faith, and worry with peace. When you say thank you, you are not asking, you are receiving. You are confirming that what you desire exists and that it is already working its way into your physical reality. This is why gratitude carries immense power. It is the language of completion, the vibration of already having. Imagine you have placed an order at a restaurant. Once you've ordered, you do not sit there anxiously wondering if the food will come. You trust that it is being prepared. You do not get up and ask the chef if they have started cooking. You do not doubt whether the ingredients exist. You simply wait, knowing that it is on its way. This is the same energy you must bring to your manifestations. Once you have declared what you want, your only job is to align yourself with the certainty of its arrival, and gratitude is the most powerful way to do that. Every time you affirm your desire, seal it with gratitude. Do not just say, "I am wealthy," but follow it with, "Thank you for my financial abundance." Do not simply say, "I am loved," but affirm, "Thank you for the love that surrounds me." Even before you see a single change in your external world, express gratitude as if it has already happened. This sends a clear signal to your subconscious: this is done. There is no doubt, no hesitation, only complete trust. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. At first, your mind may resist. It may try to remind you of your current circumstances, pointing to the lack, the delays, the seeming absence of what you desire. But your job is to persist. Whenever doubt creeps in, respond with gratitude. If your mind says, "But I don't see any changes," reply with, "Thank you that everything is unfolding perfectly." If a thought of fear arises, replace it with, "Thank you that all is well." Eventually, the subconscious will accept this as truth, and when it does, reality will shift to match. Gratitude is not just a mental exercise. Feel it deeply. Let it wash over you like a wave. When you say thank you, do not say it mechanically. Feel the warmth of appreciation in your heart. Feel the joy of already having. Feel the relief of knowing that everything you've asked for is already yours. The deeper you feel gratitude, the faster your manifestations will unfold. For the next 3 days, make gratitude your constant companion. At the end of every internal conversation, no matter what you are affirming, seal it with gratitude. Wake up with the words, "Thank you for this new day filled with blessings." Go to sleep with, "Thank you for all the good that is flowing into my life." Throughout the day, whenever you think of your desires, follow the thought with, "Thank you." By the end of these 3 days, something will shift within you. You will feel lighter, more at peace, more confident that what you desire is already yours. This is the power of gratitude. It transforms not just your external reality, but your internal state. And once you master this, you will understand that manifestation is not about chasing, begging, or struggling. It is about knowing, trusting, and receiving. Say thank you, and watch as your world transforms before your very eyes. Close your eyes for a moment. See yourself already living the life you desire. Feel the joy of having it, the relief, the excitement, the deep knowing that it is yours. Now, open your eyes and understand this truth. What you just experienced is real. The world you touch is merely the shadow of your inner convictions. There is no difference between a small desire and a grand one, except for the limitations you place upon yourself. The same law that manifests a cup of coffee can manifest wealth, love, or a completely transformed life. The key is your certainty. You must step into the wish fulfilled not as a visitor but as a resident. Do not beg, do not chase, do not question. The moment you enter the state of having, the world bends to reflect it. The unseen forces move, events shift, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. The longer you dwell in doubt, the longer you postpone your own blessings. So live in the knowing, rest in the fulfillment, let no fear shake you, for what you have assumed in consciousness must be made flesh. The big things are not far. They are here now, waiting for you to claim them. Your imagination is not just a fleeting daydream or a collection of random thoughts. It is the very blueprint of your reality. Everything you have ever experienced, whether good or bad, has been shaped by the visions you have held within. Your mind is the creator, the architect, the unseen force that gives birth to the visible. There is no external power deciding your fate. You are the one directing the show, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you truly grasp this, You realize that there are no limits except those you impose upon yourself. The size of your vision determines the size of your manifestation. If you dare to dream small, you will receive small. But if you have the courage to see beyond your current circumstances, to embrace the grandest possibilities, then life has no choice but to reflect that back to you. Most people believe that reality is something fixed, something that exists independently of their thoughts. They think they are bound by circumstances, by what the world tells them is possible. But this is an illusion. The world you see is simply a mirror responding to the assumptions and beliefs you carry deep within. If you believe in lack, you will see lack everywhere. If you believe in abundance, doors will open in ways you never expected. Everything that has ever been created by humanity began first as an image in someone's mind. The great cities, the towering skyscrapers, the technological advancements, all of them were once unseen, existing only in the imagination of those who dared to believe they could bring them forth. They did not see obstacles, they saw possibilities. They did not dwell on how difficult or impossible something might seem. Instead, they persisted in their vision until the invisible became visible. This same principle applies to you. The life you desire already exists within you, waiting to be realized. But it cannot manifest if you allow doubt, fear, and hesitation to cloud your vision. The key is to see yourself as already living in the reality you want, to feel it as real before the world shows you any evidence. Your imagination must become more real to you than your current circumstances. Do not let the world tell you what is possible. If you listen to the voices of limitation, you will always remain bound by them. Instead, turn inward. Create a world within your mind so vivid, so complete, that it feels more real than anything outside of you. This is not wishful thinking. It is the very process by which all things are brought into existence. The bigger your vision, the stronger your conviction must be. There will be moments when the outer world tries to convince you that your desires are unrealistic, that what you seek is too far beyond reach. But understand this, the world is simply reflecting back to you the level of faith you hold. If you allow doubt to creep in, if you waver in your assumption, then the reflection will show instability, delays, and obstacles. But if you remain steadfast, if you refuse to accept anything less than the fulfillment of your vision, then the world must conform. It has no choice. Nothing is too big for you. The same force that brings the smallest desires into being is the same force that manifests the greatest. It does not require more effort, only more belief. The moment you step into a state of certainty, the moment you refuse to entertain any other possibility, reality must rearrange itself to match. This is the law, and it is unbreakable. So dare to dream beyond what you have known. Expand your vision beyond your current circumstances. Do not concern yourself with how or when. Simply know that what you imagine with conviction must take form. See it, feel it, believe in it. Because your imagination is the seed from which all things grow. And when you embrace this truth, you will understand that you have always held the power to create your world exactly as you desire. The secret to manifesting what you desire lies not in hoping, wishing, or longing for it, but in assuming the feeling that it is already yours. This is where most people struggle. They look at their external reality and allow it to dictate what they believe is possible. They see the absence of what they want, and in doing so they continue to affirm its absence. But the law is simple. You do not receive what you merely want, you receive what you believe you already have. The moment you place something in the realm of someday, or I hope this happens, you have unknowingly pushed it further away. You have placed yourself in a state of waiting rather than receiving. Hope implies uncertainty, and uncertainty creates delay. To bring your desire into form, you must shift from wanting to knowing, from waiting to living in the fulfillment of it now. The speed at which you manifest is directly tied to how deeply you can embody the feeling of already having it. Think of it this way: when you know something is already yours, you no longer question it. If you have a home, you do not wake up every morning wondering if you own a home. You do not check constantly to make sure it is still there. You simply live in the reality of having it. This is the level of certainty you must bring to your desires. You must assume, with every fiber of your being, that it is already done. Your imagination is your greatest tool. Close your eyes and step into the reality where your desire is already fulfilled. How does it feel? How do you walk, speak, and carry yourself knowing that you already have what you once longed for? Pay attention to that feeling, because that feeling is the bridge that connects your inner world to the physical world. It is the signal you send out, and the universe has no choice but to match it. Doubt is the only thing that can slow down this process. If you allow yourself to wonder when or how it will happen, you have stepped out of the feeling of fulfillment and into the feeling of lack. You must discipline your mind to stay in the assumption that it is already done. If you persist in this state, you will notice that life begins to shift. Circumstances will rearrange themselves. Opportunities will present themselves in ways you could not have planned. It is not magic, it is law. Most people believe they need to take extreme action to make things happen, but action taken from a state of desperation often leads to more struggle. The most powerful action you can take is internal. When you align yourself with the feeling of already having what you want, inspired actions will flow naturally. You will feel compelled to move in ways that are effortless, and things will unfold with ease. There is no need to force, beg, or chase. The moment you feel something as real within you, it becomes real in the unseen world, and it is only a matter of time before it materializes. Your job is not to make it happen, but to allow it to unfold by staying faithful to your assumption. You do this by returning to the feeling again and again until it becomes second nature. Think of anything in your life that came to you effortlessly. You did not struggle for it because at some level you already believed it was possible for you. The same principle applies to everything: money, relationships, success, health. The universe does not discriminate between small and big. It simply mirrors back your dominant state of being. So stop waiting, stop longing, feel it now, and trust that the world will align with your conviction. It is already done. Time is not what it appears to be. The belief in waiting, in delays, in the idea that something must take years to manifest, is one of the greatest illusions that keeps people trapped in limitation. What you desire already exists. It is not something far away, not something you must struggle toward. The only thing that separates you from it is your state of consciousness. When you understand this, you stop waiting and start aligning. Most people believe that time is linear, that they must move step by step toward their goals. They think in terms of one day or someday, believing that their desires are in the future. But the truth is, the future does not exist separate from you. It is simply a state of being, a frequency that you can step into at any moment. The version of you who already has what you desire is not in some distant future. It is here, now, waiting for you to assume its reality. Think of time like a vast ocean, not a straight path. Every possibility exists simultaneously, just as every drop of water already exists within the ocean. Your desire is already real. You do not need to create it. You only need to shift your awareness to it. This shift is not something that happens gradually over time. It happens in an instant, the moment you accept it as true. The reason people experience delays is not because their manifestation is far away, but because they believe it is. They remain in a state of longing, of waiting, of feeling separate from their desire, and so reality mirrors that separation. If you believe something is in the future, it will always remain there. The key is to dissolve this illusion by stepping into the state of already having it. Ask yourself, if your desire were already fulfilled, how would you feel? How would you think, act, and move through life? If you truly knew it was already done, there would be no more worry, no more questioning, no more looking for signs. You would feel at peace, at ease, knowing that it is yours. That feeling is what collapses time. That feeling is what brings the unseen into the seen. This is why some people manifest effortlessly while others struggle for years. It is not about luck or chance. It is about alignment. Those who understand that time is an illusion do not wait, they assume. They claim their desires now, and because they live in that state, the physical world adjusts to match. You must begin to see yourself as already possessing what you seek. You must move through life as though your desire is not something you are chasing, but something you are already living. This does not mean pretending or forcing belief. It means feeling the truth of it so deeply that the outside world no longer dictates your inner state. Most people make the mistake of looking to the world for confirmation. They think, I will believe it when I see it. But this is backward. The world is a reflection, and a reflection cannot change until the original image does. You must believe it first. Without needing proof, you must step into the knowing that your desire exists now, and in doing so, time dissolves. This is how you shift realities, not by waiting, not by hoping, but by stepping into the version of yourself who already has what you seek. The moment you do this, you will notice that opportunities arise, circumstances change, and things unfold in ways you never could have planned. It is not because time moved faster, it is because you did. You moved into a new state of being, and reality had no choice but to follow. So let go of the illusion of time. Stop waiting. Your desire is not ahead of you, it is here. Align with it, embody it, and watch as the world reshapes itself around you. One of the greatest barriers to manifestation is the mind's obsession with how things will happen. It is a habit deeply ingrained in most people, the need to analyze, control, and predict every step. They look at their current circumstances and try to figure out how their desire can possibly materialize. They ask, what action should I take? Who do I need to talk to? What steps should I follow? And when they don't see an obvious way forward, they begin to doubt. But the truth is, the how is never your concern. The unseen forces of life are already working, rearranging circumstances, shifting people, and aligning opportunities in ways beyond your comprehension. The more you try to control it, the more you block it. You must learn to let go, to trust, and to allow things to unfold in their perfect sequence. Consider this. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to see if it is growing? No. You trust that nature knows what to do. You water it, give it sunlight, and allow time to work its magic. You don't question whether the roots are forming, whether the process is working. You simply know that in due time the seed will sprout. The same principle applies to manifestation. When you set an intention and fully accept that it is already done, the universe begins to orchestrate the detail. But the mind, conditioned to control, often resists this. It wants to see proof. It wants to map out every step, every connection, every detail. And when it cannot, fear creeps in. What if this doesn't work? What if I'm wasting my time? These doubts create resistance, and resistance slows everything down. The fastest way to manifest is to let go. This does not mean doing nothing. It means releasing attachment to the process. Your job is not to figure out how things will happen. Your job is to embody the state of already having it, to feel the certainty, the gratitude, the knowing that it is done. When you do this, you create space for life to move effortlessly. Think about the times in your life when things seem to fall into place without effort. A job opportunity that came out of nowhere, a chance encounter that led to something great. These moments happened because you were not obsessing over them. You were in a state of flow, allowing life to work for you rather than against you. Now imagine if you applied this to everything. Imagine if you stopped worrying, stopped doubting, and instead lived as if your desire was already unfolding perfectly. Imagine the ease, the peace, the joy that would replace the anxiety of wondering how. This is the key to acceleration. The more you release control, the faster things move. The universe operates in ways you cannot see. It has infinite pathways, infinite connections, infinite possibilities to bring your desire to you. Your logical mind can only see a fraction of what is possible. So when you try to dictate how things must happen, you are limiting yourself. You are blocking the very forces that are trying to deliver what you seek. When you trust, when you let go, you allow the unseen forces to work in ways that seem miraculous. People you never expected show up to help. Events unfold in perfect timing. Situations shift effortlessly. But this can only happen if you step out of the way. So release the need to know. Trust that what is yours is already moving toward you. Instead of obsessing over the path, focus on the end. Feel the joy of already having it. Walk with the confidence that it is done. And then watch as life unfolds in ways beyond your imagination. There is a secret known by those who manifest effortlessly, a truth so powerful that it dissolves the gap between what is and what is yet to be. That secret is this: you must live from the end, not towards it, not hoping for it, not waiting on it, but from it. Most people believe they must first see their desire materialized before they can truly believe it. They think, once I have the money, then I will feel abundant. Once I meet the right person, then I will feel loved. Once I reach success, then I will feel confident. But this is backward. Reality is not something you chase. It is something you create from within. What you feel and embody now is what will be reflected back to you. Living from the end means assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It means walking, speaking, and thinking as though your desire is already yours. When you do this, you are no longer hoping or longing for something outside of you. You are the version of yourself who already has it. And when you hold that state unwaveringly, reality has no choice but to conform. Many struggle with this concept because they are conditioned to respond to their current circumstances. If they see lack, they feel lack. If they experience delay, they feel frustrated. But the world is only a mirror. It reflects what you accept as true. If you accept the feeling of already having what you desire, the world must shift to match it. Imagine for a moment that your wish is already fulfilled. How would you move through life? Would you still be doubting? Would you still be looking for signs? No. You would feel relaxed, secure, and certain. You would carry yourself differently. Your energy would change. Your thoughts would align with someone who knows it is done. This is not about pretending or forcing belief. It is about fully embodying the reality you wish to experience. The more natural this feeling becomes, the faster the physical world rearranges itself to match your inner state. Think of an actor who prepares for a role. They do not simply memorize lines. They become the character. They adopt the mannerisms, the emotions, the mindset. To them, it is no longer acting, it is reality. This is the same principle you must apply to manifestation. You must become the version of yourself who already has what you seek. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Living from the end also means speaking as if it is already true. Your words carry immense power. If you constantly speak of lack, struggle, or uncertainty, you reinforce those realities. Instead, speak from a place of fulfillment. Do not say, I hope to have this one day. Say, I am grateful that it is already mine. Do not say, I am trying to manifest. Say, it is done. Your thoughts too must align. Every time doubt arises, replace it with certainty. When your mind says, but I don't see it yet, remind yourself that the unseen precedes the seen. Just as a seed is growing beneath the soil before it becomes visible, your manifestation is unfolding even if you cannot yet see it. Your actions should also reflect the reality you wish to live. If you were already successful, how would you carry yourself? If you were already in love, how would you move through the world? Begin embodying these qualities now. When you align your mind, words, and actions with the end result, you create the conditions for it to materialize effortlessly. Most people hesitate because they are afraid to feel delusional. But the real delusion is believing that you must struggle, wait, or prove yourself before you can receive what is already yours. The truth is, everything exists now. The version of you who already has what you desire is not separate from you. It is simply a shift in consciousness away. Stop waiting. Step into the reality you wish to experience. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Speak it, think it, act as if it is done, and then watch as the barriers between the seen and unseen dissolve before your very eyes. There is only one thing that stands between you and your desire: doubt. Doubt is the only delay. It is not the size of your dream, nor the difficulty of the circumstances, nor the amount of action you take that determines when it manifests. It is your ability to persist in the state of fulfillment. Most people waver between belief and doubt. One moment they feel confident that their desire is coming to pass, and the next they look around, see no evidence, and begin to question. They ask, why isn't it here yet? What if this doesn't work? What if I'm just fooling myself? These thoughts create resistance. Every time you entertain doubt, you undo the work that has already begun. Manifestation is not a process of making something happen. It is a process of allowing what already exists in the unseen to take form. The only thing that can stop it is your own uncertainty. If you plant a seed and dig it up every day to check if it is growing, you disrupt its natural process. In the same way, constantly questioning whether your desire is coming blocks its arrival. To persist in a state of fulfillment means to live as if it is already done, no matter what your physical reality suggests. This requires an unshakable faith, a faith that does not rely on external proof, but on inner knowing. You must remain steadfast, trusting that what you have assumed is already set in motion. This is where most people fail. They allow their senses to dictate their belief. They look at their bank account, their job, their relationships, and if they do not see change, they assume nothing is happening. But the world does not work that way. The unseen always precedes the seen. Just as a tree grows long before it breaks through the soil, your manifestation is unfolding even when you cannot yet perceive it. The key is to hold the feeling of already having your desire regardless of circumstances. If you truly believed it was already yours, would you still worry? Would you still check for signs? No. You will feel calm, knowing that its arrival is inevitable. This is the state you must dwell in, not just once, not just when it feels easy, but always. The mind will try to convince you otherwise. It will whisper doubts, bring up past failures, and tempt you to react to what you see, but you must discipline yourself. When doubt arises, do not entertain it. Instead, reaffirm your vision. Remind yourself that it is done. You would not order a package online and then wonder if it is really coming. You trust that it is on its way, even if you do not yet see it. Treat your manifestation the same way. The moment you assume it is yours, the universe begins working. Your only job is to stay in the state of already having it. This persistence is what separates those who manifest effortlessly from those who struggle. The ones who succeed are not special. They simply refuse to waver. They do not let appearances shake them. They do not let delays make them question. They remain loyal to their assumption until it solidifies into fact. If you can do this, if you can hold the state of fulfillment even in the face of doubt, then nothing is impossible for you. The world must conform to your assumption. Reality has no choice but to reflect the state you consistently occupy. Make your decision now. Will you persist, or will you let doubt steal your dream? Choose unwavering faith. Choose to stand firm in the conviction that your desire is already yours. Let nothing shake you. Stay faithful to the vision, and it must harden into fact. Everything you desire is already yours. The only thing required of you is the unwavering conviction that it is so. You must see it in your mind, feel it as real, and persist in that state, regardless of what your senses tell you. Time is an illusion. Your manifestation exists now, and the only task before you is to align with it. Let go of the need to control the how, and trust that unseen forces are rearranging everything in perfect order. Live from the end. Think, speak, and act as if your wish is already fulfilled. When doubt arises, dismiss it. When circumstances try to shake you, stand firm. Your assumption, when held with persistence, must become reality. This is the great secret. Reality conforms to the state you refuse to abandon. So choose your state wisely. Be unwavering in your vision and watch as the world bends to reflect your inner certainty. Thank you for listening. Imagine for a moment that you are not just a person, but a sovereign. Not just a worker, but the architect of something vast. What would you do differently if you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that an empire was already yours? For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. The kingdom does not begin with the world's permission. It does not wait for conditions to be favorable. The moment you assume its reality in your mind, the unseen forces begin to move. Do not ask, when will it come? Instead, ask, what must I believe to already have it? Speak, walk, and carry yourself as the ruler of your vision. Would a king beg? Would he doubt? No, he commands with authority. He moves with certainty. He does not question if the walls of his empire will rise. He knows they must. You must abandon the habit of seeing yourself as small. The world reflects what you assume to be true. If you see obstacles, it is because you have assumed them to exist. If you see lack, it is because you have accepted it as real. But if you see the empire, if you feel the power of its reality within, then nothing can stop its appearance. What separates those who rule from those who serve? It is not luck, nor is it privilege. It is the unwavering ability to see and act upon the unseen. It is the deep inner knowing that what is imagined must become fact. The world is not here to determine your fate, you are here to declare it. The moment you decide fully and finally that the empire is already yours, it begins to form. Doors open where there were none. People, opportunities, and resources appear as if summoned by an unseen force. But this force is not external. It is the law of assumption at work. So, I ask you, how will you think from this day forward? Will you think as one who waits, hopes, and wishes? Or will you think as one who possesses, commands, and builds? Your empire is waiting, but it will not appear until you assume its reality. Act as if you are going to build an empire, because the moment you do, the foundation has already been laid. The thoughts you entertain shape the reality you experience. Everything you see, touch, and interact with in this world was first a thought in someone's mind. The empire you seek to build, the wealth you desire, the influence you wish to wield, all of it originates in the unseen world of imagination before it ever takes form in the physical realm. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Not as he hopes to be, not as he wishes to be, but as he truly believes himself to be. This is the great secret of creation. Your world is but a mirror reflecting the contents of your mind. If you see yourself as limited, as small, as one who struggles, then the world must reflect this assumption. It cannot be otherwise. The outer world does not create the inner. It is the inner world that gives birth to all things seen. You do not wait for circumstances to change before believing in your own greatness. You must first believe, and then the circumstances will change to match that belief. Every great builder, every leader, every visionary who has left a mark upon history understood this truth, whether consciously or unconsciously. They did not wait for the world to confirm their power, they stepped into it internally, fully embodying the version of themselves who already possessed the thing they sought. An empire does not begin with bricks and mortar. It begins with a vision so strong, so unwavering that nothing in the external world can shake its foundation. This vision lives in the mind of the one who dares to see beyond their current circumstances. It is this ability to see beyond, to hold on to the unseen as if it were seen, that separates those who create from those who merely exist. The mind is the master architect. If you were to build a great city, you would not begin by laying random bricks and hoping it all comes together. No, you would start with a blueprint, a precise design of what is to be. You would see it in your mind's eye before it ever materialized in the physical world. The same is true of your life. Every thought you allow to take root is a brick in the foundation of your reality. If your thoughts are scattered, filled with doubt, uncertainty, and fear, then what you build will be unstable, fragile, and easily destroyed. But if your thoughts are deliberate, filled with conviction, purpose, and certainty, then nothing can shake the foundation you have laid. The mistake most people make is believing that they must see before they can believe. They look at their current circumstances and allow them to dictate what is possible. But this is an inversion of the truth. The reality you currently experience is only the residue of past thoughts. If you wish to build an empire, you must think from the perspective of one who already possesses it. You must train your mind to dwell in the end, to feel as though you are already standing in the midst of the life you desire. This is not a mere fantasy or wishful thinking. It is the law by which all things come into being. The one who persistently holds an image in their mind, refusing to accept anything less, will inevitably see that image solidify into reality. The process is not always immediate, but it is certain. The world has no choice but to conform to the dominant assumptions you hold. It may take time, and it may appear as if nothing is happening at first. But the unseen forces are always at work, rearranging the elements of your world to match the vision you persistently hold within. Doubt is the only enemy. The moment you entertain uncertainty, you begin to dismantle the very thing you are building. This is why so few achieve greatness, because they waver, they question, they allow themselves to be swayed by appearances. But those who truly build, those who leave legacies, are those who refuse to be moved by the transient illusions of the present. They remain steadfast in their belief, unwavering in their conviction, knowing that what they assume to be true must eventually become their experience. So, if you seek to build an empire, begin by building it within. Hold the image so clearly in your mind that it becomes more real to you than anything the world can show you. Speak, walk, and act from that state, allowing no doubt to take root, and in time the world will have no choice but to bow to the power of your conviction, reflecting back to you the empire that has already been built in the only place where all creation begins, the mind. To build an empire, you must first assume the role of its ruler. Not someday, not when conditions improve, but now. The secret to manifesting any great vision lies in the ability to embody it mentally and emotionally before it becomes visible in the external world. The mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is assumed to be real. It simply reflects back whatever state of consciousness you persist in. Therefore, if you wish to rule, you must rule within first. You must think, speak, and act as though your empire is already established, as though every resource, every opportunity, and every connection needed is already in your possession. Most people make the mistake of believing they must wait for their circumstances to change before they can feel successful, wealthy, or powerful. They look at their current situation and say, once I have more money, I will feel abundant. Once I have the business, I will feel like an entrepreneur. Once I am recognized, I will feel like a leader. But this way of thinking only reinforces the absence of what they desire. They are placing the effect before the cause, not realizing that their inner state is the very thing that determines what they will experience. The world does not bring you what you want. It brings you who you are, and who you are is determined by what you assume to be true about yourself. If you assume you are struggling, you will continue to struggle. If you assume you are lacking, you will continue to experience lack. But if you assume yourself to be the ruler of your empire, the architect of your own destiny, then reality must shape itself to reflect that assumption. The outer world always bends to match the inner conviction of the one who dares to believe. To live in the assumption of the fulfilled desire, you must fully commit to the feeling of already having that which you seek. This is not about pretending or playing a role for the sake of appearances. It is about deeply knowing, beyond logic and external evidence, that your desire is already yours. When you walk into a room, carry yourself as the person you intend to be. When you speak, do so with the confidence and authority of one who is already in possession of their dream. When you think, let your mind dwell only on the outcomes you desire, never on the fears or doubts that seek to pull you away from your vision. Doubt is the great destroyer of dreams. It is the force that pulls you back into the illusion of limitation, making you believe that you must struggle, that you must earn, that you must prove yourself before you can have what is already yours by divine right. But those who understand the nature of creation know that it is not effort that brings things into being, it is belief. A ruler does not beg for his kingdom to appear. he assumes the throne. He does not question whether he is worthy. He knows he is. It is this level of certainty that causes the invisible to become visible, that turns thought into form. The process is simple, yet it requires discipline. Every time doubt arises, replace it with the inner knowing that your desire is already a fact. Every time circumstances seem to contradict your vision, remind yourself that the world is only catching up to what you have already accepted as true. Act as if there is no other possibility but the realization of your empire. Do not speak of failure. Do not entertain thoughts of delay. Do not look at what is missing. Instead, fix your attention only on the fulfillment, on the feeling of already being the person who has it all. Gratitude is the final seal of assumption. When you are truly convinced that something is yours, you feel grateful for it before it even appears. You do not wait for the manifestation to give thanks. You give thanks because you know it is already done. This is the energy that calls things into being, that accelerates the process of creation. It is the mark of one who understands that the unseen is more real than the seen, that what is held in mind with absolute conviction must appear in time. And so, if you seek to build an empire, begin now. Not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, but in this very moment. Assume the role fully. Think, speak, and act from the state of already possessing it. Let no doubt weaken your conviction, no delay shake your belief. Reality must bow to the one who refuses to see themselves as anything less than the ruler of their own destiny. What you accept as true inwardly will manifest outwardly. This is the law, and it does not fail. What you see before you today is nothing more than the reflection of past thoughts, past beliefs, and past assumptions. Your present reality is not a fixed truth. It is merely the residue of what you have previously accepted as real. The mistake most people make is allowing what they see to determine what they believe. They look at their current circumstances and assume that they must accept them as unchangeable, as if reality was something imposed upon them rather than something shaped by them. But this is the great illusion. The outer world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting the inner world of the mind. To change what appears, you must change what you accept as true within. The secret to creating the life you desire is to detach from appearances and attach yourself completely to your vision. If you allow yourself to be swayed by what is currently in front of you, you will forever be a prisoner of the past. You must come to understand that what you see is not what is, it is merely what was. Every situation, every limitation, every challenge is simply the outpicturing of former states of consciousness. If you wish to create something new, something greater, then you must refuse to let these appearances dictate what is possible for you. The world will always try to convince you that you are bound by what you see, that your bank account, your circumstances, your past failures all determine what you can and cannot do. But the truth is that none of these things have any power over you unless you accept them as final. The only thing that matters is the vision you hold in your mind and the conviction with which you hold it. Do not let what is distract you from what will be. If you persist in seeing only the fulfillment of your desire, then reality must conform to match it. This requires discipline. It requires the ability to look beyond the evidence of the senses and hold steadfastly to the unseen. Most people look around them and say, "I will believe it when I see it." But those who understand the laws of creation know that the opposite is true. You will see it when you believe it. Reality is not something you wait for, it is something you generate. Every great leader, every visionary, every creator who has ever built something magnificent did so because they refused to accept the world as it was. They saw something greater in their mind's eye and clung to that vision with unshakable faith, even when there was no physical proof to support it. Your job is not to figure out how your vision will come to pass. Your job is to remain unwavering in your assumption that it already is. The moment you start looking for signs, doubting or questioning whether it will happen, you are placing your faith in appearances rather than in your own creative power. This is the point where most people falter. They allow the delay between the unseen and the seen to discourage them. not realizing that this delay is only a test of their persistence. Those who continue to see their vision as real, even in the face of contradiction, are the ones who eventually bring it to life. Cling to your vision as though it were already a fact. Walk as the person who has already achieved it. Speak only from the place of fulfillment, not from lack. When doubts arise, and they will, remind yourself that what you see now is only temporary, a passing shadow of past beliefs. The reality that truly matters is the one that exists in your imagination, for it is from that place that all things are born. You must develop a new relationship with the unseen. Most people think of the unseen as something uncertain, something questionable, but in truth, it is the most certain thing of all. The unseen is the seed, the cause, the source from which all things arise. The mistake is in trusting the visible more than the invisible, when in reality the visible world is always changing, always shifting, always fading into something new. The unseen vision, held with conviction, is the only thing that has the power to bring about real transformation. So do not be discouraged by what is. Do not let delays, obstacles, or circumstances weaken your faith. Know that these are merely echoes of the past, remnants of old assumptions that no longer serve you. Fix your mind solely on the end result. Live from the place of fulfillment, and reality will have no choice but to align itself with the vision you refuse to let go of. The world will try to test you, to make you believe that you must accept its version of reality. But you must stand firm, detached completely from appearances, attached fully to your vision, and soon the world will reshape itself to match the truth you have chosen to believe. Close your eyes for a moment and listen, not to the world outside, but to the voice within. That voice, the one speaking to you even now, is the architect of your reality. Every word it utters is a blueprint, shaping your future moment by moment. And so I ask you, how do you speak to yourself? Do you declare victory, or do you whisper defeat? Do you claim abundance, or do you murmur lack? The unseen force that governs this world responds not to effort, but to belief. Belief expressed through the words you repeat, the emotions you feel, and the certainty with which you declare them. From this moment forward, let your inner voice speak only of the finished result. Speak to yourself as if your wish has already materialized. Say, do not speak of waiting, for waiting only creates more wait. Do not speak of trying, for trying acknowledges struggle. Instead, declare. And as you say these words, feel the truth behind them. Let them sink into the depths of your being until they are the only reality you know. For what you persistently affirm with feeling must be made manifest. It is law. The world is but a mirror, reflecting your innermost thoughts and beliefs. Speak to yourself as one who already has everything, and soon the world will bow to your conviction. And speak as the master of your destiny. The words you speak to yourself hold immense power, more than you may realize. Every thought, every phrase you whisper in the quiet moments of your mind acts as a seed planted in the fertile soil of your consciousness. And like any seed, these words will take root, grow, and eventually manifest into the reality you experience. So many spend their days unconsciously affirming the very things they do not want. They say, I'm struggling, I never have enough, things never work out for me, and then they wonder why life seems to echo these statements back at them. But life is only reflecting what has been persistently sown in the mind. If you continuously affirm lack, struggle, or limitation, the world has no choice but to reflect those conditions back to you. The external world is merely a shadow of the inner one. What if you chose to speak only of what you desire? Imagine waking up each morning and declaring, today everything flows in my favor, or I am always at the right place at the right time. Even before physical evidence appears, if you persist in this inner dialogue, the world will begin to rearrange itself to match your belief. The mind is like a garden, and just as a gardener carefully selects the seeds they wish to plant, you must be mindful of the words you impress upon your subconscious. No gardener in their right mind would plant weeds and expect roses to bloom, yet this is what many do when they allow negative, fearful, or doubtful words to dominate their inner world. If you do not take control of your self-talk, your mind will default to the weeds of worry and limitation. But you have the power to uproot those weeds and replace them with the seeds of abundance, confidence, and success. It begins with awareness. Start listening to yourself. Pay attention to the words you repeat, especially in moments of stress or uncertainty. If you catch yourself speaking in ways that affirm lack or limitation, stop immediately and replace those thoughts with new ones. If you say, I can't afford this, shift to money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. If you think, I never get opportunities, change it to, doors are always opening for me. This is not just positive thinking, it is the art of deliberate creation. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts whatever is repeated with feeling. When you persistently affirm something, you are training your subconscious to accept it as truth, and once it does, reality must conform. This is why you must guard your self-talk as if your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your words are creating pathways in your mind, setting the course for what will unfold in your life. If you affirm struggle, struggle will become your reality. If you affirm ease, ease will manifest. It is law. In the beginning, changing your inner dialogue may feel unnatural. You might catch yourself falling back into old patterns of speech. Do not be discouraged. Just as a gardener must consistently tend to their plants, removing weeds and nurturing the seeds they have sown, you must remain diligent in cultivating your inner world. The more you persist, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, speaking words of abundance, success, and happiness will feel as natural as breathing. And one day, you will wake up to find that the seeds you once planted in thought have bloomed into a life beyond your wildest dreams. You will look around and realize that everything you spoke with conviction has come to pass. The power was always in your hands, or rather, in your words. When you desire something, the greatest mistake you can make is to approach it from a place of lack. To ask, to beg, or to plead implies that you do not have it. And if you do not have it in your mind, you cannot have it in your reality. The key to manifestation lies in the certainty of already possessing what you seek. You do not wait for it, you declare it as already yours. Think about this. When you order a meal at a restaurant, you do not beg the waiter to bring your food. You do not doubt whether it will arrive. You simply place the order and go about your conversation, knowing that what you have asked for is being prepared. Your desire must be treated the same way. The moment you declare it as done, it is set in motion. But many struggle with this concept because they rely too much on their physical senses. They look around and see no evidence of their desire, so they assume it is not yet theirs. This is the very trap that keeps them stuck. Reality is always a reflection of past thoughts, not present declarations. If you continue to affirm what is rather than what you have declared, you will remain bound to your current circumstances. The secret is to shift your identity. Instead of being the one who wants something, be the one who already has it. Do not say, I hope I get this job. Say, I already have the perfect job. Do not say, I wish for more money. Say, I am financially abundant. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is aligning yourself with a version of you that already exists in a reality where your desire is fulfilled. And it is not enough to simply say the words, you must feel the truth of them. Imagine in detail what it is like to already have what you want. How does it feel? What do you see, hear, or experience in this fulfilled reality? The deeper you immerse yourself in the feeling of already having it, the faster it must materialize. This is where faith comes in. Faith is not hoping, nor is it wishing. It is the unwavering belief that what you have declared must come to pass. Faith is standing firm in your knowing, even when the outside world seems unchanged. The moment you let doubt creep in, you undo your own work. But when you persist in the assumption that it is already done, reality has no choice but to reflect your conviction. Imagine a person who desires success but constantly says, I am trying to be successful. That very statement implies that success is something they have not yet attained. Contrast this with the one who says, I am successful. The latter may not yet see physical proof, but by claiming success as their identity, they set events into motion that will inevitably make it so. The universe does not respond to effort, it responds to certainty. When you embody the reality of already having what you desire, the world bends to meet that assumption. People, opportunities, and circumstances shift in ways that you could not have planned. This is why you must never concern yourself with how your desire will unfold. That is not your role. Your only responsibility is to declare it, feel it, and trust that it is already done. So, do not ask, do not wait, do not wonder when it will happen. Declare it as already yours. Walk as if you already have it. Speak as if it is already part of your life. Let every thought and word align with the version of you that has already received it. And when you do this consistently, reality will adjust, and what once seemed distant will become your present experience. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting your desires is the mind's obsession with the how. The human tendency is to question, analyze, and try to control every detail, as if sheer effort and planning will force reality to comply. But manifestation does not work this way. Your job is not to figure out how your desire will come to pass. Your only concern is the end result. The unseen power that governs all things will take care of the details. Consider the growth of a tree. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up each day to check how it is growing. You do not demand to know how the soil, the water, and the sunlight are working together. You simply trust the process. You plant the seed, nurture it, and allow nature to handle the rest. This is exactly how manifestation works. Your desire is the seed. Your belief nurtures it. The unseen forces of creation handle the how. So many make the mistake of interfering with the process. They set a desire in motion, but then immediately begin doubting. How will this happen? Where will the opportunity come from? What if it doesn't work out? These thoughts are like pulling the seed out of the soil before it has a chance to grow. When you focus on the how, you introduce resistance. You send a message to the universe that you do not fully trust that your desire is already on its way. The truth is, the how is beyond your current comprehension. The paths, circumstances, and connections that will bring your desire into being may not yet exist in your present awareness. If you try to force a certain method or predict the way it will unfold, you are limiting infinite possibilities to the narrow scope of your current knowledge. But the unseen power that orchestrates all things is not bound by these limitations. It can bring you what you desire in ways you cannot imagine. Think back to times in your life when things aligned perfectly without your interference. Perhaps you met the right person at the right moment, or an unexpected opportunity arose just when you needed it most. These are reminders that unseen forces are always at work. The same intelligence that moves the stars, that causes the seasons to change without fail, is the same intelligence that will manifest your desire. But it requires your trust. Your role is simple. Decide what you want. See it in your mind's eye as already done. Feel the joy, the relief, the satisfaction of having it, and then let go. Release the need to control or predict. Act as if it is already yours and go about your life with confidence. The moment you detach from the how, you free up space for the unseen power to work on your behalf. Detachment does not mean you do nothing. It means you move forward in alignment with your desire without desperation. You listen to intuition. You take inspired action when prompted, but you do not chase, force, or doubt. You do not worry when things seem slow or if circumstances appear unchanged. You remain unwavering in your knowing that your desire is already done and the how is unfolding in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Many fail to manifest because they try to micromanage the process. They demand to see progress. They obsess over timing. They grow impatient when things don't happen as expected. But manifestation does not operate on human schedules. It unfolds in divine order, and often in ways that surpass all expectations. When you truly understand this, you will no longer waste energy trying to figure out the how. You will rest in the certainty that the moment you desired it, it was already set into motion. You will move through life with a quiet confidence that what is meant for you is making its way to you now. And one day, without warning, you will look around and realize it has arrived. And it happened effortlessly, just as it was always meant to. When you speak of your desires, your words alone are not enough. Words without feeling are hollow, powerless echoes that fade before they ever reach the depths of creation. It is not merely what you say that shapes your reality. It is what you feel behind the words. If your declarations lack emotion, they are nothing more than lifeless sounds. But when your words are infused with deep conviction, certainty, and unwavering belief, they become a force that commands reality itself. Imagine two people saying the same phrase, "I am wealthy." One speaks the words mechanically, without emotion, filled with doubt. He says it, but inside he feels the exact opposite. He feels lack, worry, and disbelief. His words have no creative power because they contradict the feeling within. The other, however, speaks the same phrase with absolute certainty. When he says, "I am wealthy," he feels it. He allows himself to experience the joy, the security, and the freedom that come with wealth. Even if his outer world does not yet reflect it, he feels as though it is already true, and because he feels it, his reality must conform. This is the difference between wishful thinking and true manifestation. If you simply repeat words without engaging your emotions, you are like a person planting seeds in dry, barren soil. Nothing will grow. But when you speak your desires with genuine feeling, you water the seed, nourish it, and give it the energy it needs to flourish. Feeling is the language of creation. The unseen power that shapes all things does not respond to empty words, it responds to the energy behind them. This is why children manifest effortlessly. They do not simply wish, they believe with all their being. When a child pretends to be a superhero, he feels like one. He does not need external proof, he simply steps into the role with full conviction. And in that moment, he is the superhero. This is the same principle you must apply when speaking your desires into existence. When you declare something as already done, you must feel it as though it is already true. If you desire love, do not merely say, "I am love." Feel the warmth of love surrounding you. Imagine the embrace, the joy, the deep sense of connection. Let it fill every cell of your being. If you desire success, do not just say, "I am successful." Feel the pride, the confidence, the satisfaction of achievement. Walk as if success is already yours. The stronger your emotional connection to your words, the faster they will become your reality. Doubt is the only thing that can weaken your manifestations. If you say, "I am abundant," but deep inside you feel lack, struggle, or disbelief, you send conflicting signals. The universe does not give you what you say, it gives you what you believe and feel. This is why so many people struggle with manifestation. They repeat affirmations but never shift their internal state. They speak of abundance while feeling scarcity. They declare love while feeling unworthy of it. Their emotions betray their words, and as a result, nothing changes. The secret is to immerse yourself fully in the experience of your desired reality before it appears. Feel the gratitude, the relief, the excitement as if it has already happened. If you struggle to connect with the feeling, use imagination as your tool. Close your eyes and see yourself living the life you desire. Hear the conversations, touch the objects, smell the air around you. Engage every sense until your body responds as though it is real, because to the subconscious mind, there is no difference between what is real and what is vividly imagined. And once your subconscious accepts it as true, reality will align to make it so. So when you speak to yourself, do not speak mechanically. Do not go through the motions of affirmations without conviction. Let every word you declare carry the full force of belief. Let every syllable be charged with emotion. Let your heart, your mind, and your soul agree with the truth of your words. And when you do, the unseen power that governs all things will move to bring your desires into form. Because what you truly feel is what you inevitably become. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Every word you speak and every belief you hold is shaping the world around you, whether you realize it or not. But for manifestation to work in your favor, you must be unwavering in your focus. You cannot declare success one moment and then sink into worry the next. You cannot speak of abundance while feeling lack, or affirm love while dwelling on loneliness. These contradictions create resistance and prevent your desires from manifesting as quickly as they could. Imagine planting a seed in the soil and then every few hours digging it up to check if it has started growing. Each time you do this, you disrupt its natural process. It never gets the chance to root itself deeply enough to sprout. This is exactly what happens when you affirm your desires but immediately contradict them with doubt and fear. You set an intention, but before it has time to take form, you pull it back with thoughts of uncertainty. The moment you question if or when your manifestation will come, you are digging up the seed before it has had a chance to grow. Many people sabotage their own manifestations without realizing it. They start the day feeling confident, declaring that everything is working in their favor. But as soon as they encounter a small inconvenience or a delay, they slip into frustration and worry. Why isn't it happening yet? What if things go wrong? What if I never get what I desire? These thoughts directly oppose the reality they were trying to create. It is like stepping forward and backward repeatedly, never making any real progress. To manifest quickly and effectively, you must train your mind to remain fixed on the reality you desire. You must become disciplined in your thinking, refusing to entertain doubts, fears, or anything that contradicts your chosen reality. If you declare that you are wealthy, then you must refuse to dwell on thoughts of financial struggle. If you affirm that you are healthy, you cannot give power to worries about illness. Your words, feelings, and actions must align with the reality you wish to experience. This does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending that difficulties do not exist. It means choosing to focus only on solutions, possibilities, and the end result. It means refusing to let temporary setbacks shake your faith. No matter what appears in the outer world, you must remain steadfast in the belief that your desire is already yours. The physical world is simply a reflection of past thoughts, and any delay is only an illusion. If you persist, reality will have no choice but to conform to your dominant state of mind. Think of a person who is truly confident in their success. They do not question whether they will achieve their goals. They know it is inevitable. They do not allow temporary setbacks to shake their belief. They remain focused, unwavering, and emotionally stable. This is the kind of mindset you must cultivate. Speak as if your desire is already done, and refuse to contradict yourself with worry, doubt, or impatience. If you find yourself slipping into old thought patterns, gently correct yourself. When worry arises, replace it with certainty. When doubt creeps in, reaffirm your belief. Remind yourself that the unseen forces are always at work, orchestrating everything in perfect timing. Trust that once you have declared your desire, it is already set into motion. Your reality is a direct reflection of your most consistent thoughts and feelings. If you keep your mind fixed on success, abundance, and fulfillment, those things will become your experience. But if you waver between faith and fear, you will slow down your own manifestations. The key is to be unwavering. Hold on to the vision of your desired reality with absolute certainty and never let go. When you do this, what you seek will come to you, not slowly, not with struggle, but with the effortless certainty of one who knows that reality must bend to the power of an undivided mind.